What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe, and I was asked a little while ago, or a little earlier today, yesterday, by the time the video goes up, about how I am leveling 4 syndicates at one time. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. You can't do it in a comment, it just takes too long to kind of explain it, but this can be done with any 4 sets, okay? Generally speaking, though, what we'd say the left side and the right side. Okay, so if I had chosen Cephalon Suda, Arbiters of Hexus, and Steel Meridian as my main 3, then I could choose one of these over here as well as my 4th. But I'm going to explain how we do it. Okay, so originally when the Syndicates came out, I went ahead and I made sure to purchase the first sigil, or whatever it was, your first sigil, in every single syndicate. Okay? That way, if I wanted to level up any of these, I could just swap on a sigil and do it. I had chosen New Loka and Parent Sequence as my mains, and when going through it, if you look at your alignments, you can see it's obviously aligned with Parent Sequence. Okay, so any syndicate rep I earn here, I'm also going to earn partial rep with my ally. Okay, so the Parent Sequence. So if I'm running anything that's New Loka, I'm also going to get rep from Parent Sequence. They are opposed to Steel Meridian, so that means there's no negative rep and there's no positive rep. They're just opposed, okay? So they won't get anything at all when you're running New Loka missions. Now against Cephalon Suda, since it's an enemy, anything that you gain inside a New Loka is going to be exactly opposite on Cephalon Suda. So if I had a 10,000 syndicate run, then I'd lose 10,000 points with Cephalon Suda. I wouldn't lose anything with Steel Meridian. I wouldn't gain anything with Steel Meridian, and I would get about half of that on my Parent Sequence. Okay, so let's see how that works. Now we come over to Parent Sequence. We're going to see the same thing here. We are allied with New Loka. Okay, so again, if I did a 10,000 here, let's say I did a 10,000 mission that had 10,000 rep, the New Loka would get 5,000, as these guys got 10,000 as my main. Arbiters of Hexus is opposed, so they wouldn't get anything, they wouldn't lose anything, but Steel Meridian here is the enemy. So that would actually make me negative, okay? And for a long time, I left Steel Meridian off to the side, and I did that. I ran Parent Sequence and New Loka missions all the time on my board, on my dailies over here, okay? So, creating session, please wait. Anyway, so over here, we'd have my New Loka and Parent Sequences, and I ran these, and ran these, and ran these, okay? Because I wanted to level up, get all the mods and all that good stuff. But coincidentally, you can also have a third, and that's why I said on the left hand side of the board you can run all 3 of these at the same time. So Redvale, now if you notice, there's nothing about Redvale here. Okay, and Steel Meridian is just opposed. Okay, nothing that has to do with Redvale here. So that pretty much puts Redvale as an unseen, I guess you could say, or a totally neutral enemy. Nobody's bothered by it in terms of New Loka and Parent Sequence. Arbiters of Hexus is the enemy. Cephalon Suda is opposed. Steel Meridian is my ally. So anything I gain here in the Redvale, I will also gain in Steel Meridian, half of what I gain here. Okay, so hopefully you're following me. So New Loka helps also gain in Parent Sequence. Parent Sequence also helps gain in New Loka. However, if I run Parent Sequence, I lose in Steel Meridian, so I have to be careful with that. But nobody of these 2 are bothered with Redvale. So they're not bothered with Redvale. So, how you do it? And this takes a little bit of time to do. So first thing I did, obviously, I ran up New Loka and Parent Sequence all the way to their max. Okay, then I stopped using their sigils, more or less, and I've been using the Redvale sigil. Now, I won't lose anything with New Loka or Parent Sequence when I'm running my Redvale sigil. Okay? but I will gain rep in Redvale. I can run, creating session, please wait. I can run my new loca missions and my parent sequence missions here and still gain inside of Redvale along with these two. So I would gain rep in, let's say I ran a new loca mission, I would gain rep in new loca, in parent sequence, and Redvale because I'm running a Redvale sigil. Okay. If I was over here, I would gain rep inside of new loca, inside of parent sequence, of course, inside of Redvale, but I would lose in Steel Meridian. So in the beginning, like I said, it didn't matter. I would just run these 3 sets of syndicates, all 9 missions all the time, and gain in all of those. Okay. Then once I got those to max, I decided that it was time to start running the 4th syndicate, which is Steel Meridian in this case. So we'll delete that session again. So how do we do it? Now we go entirely passive at this point. Okay. So from now, I got all these maxed out, right? Now I want to start running up Steel Meridian. So what I'm going to do from this point on is run Redvale.
You are a fire.
Shush.
As feared as you are respected.
I know. So I'm going to always gain from Steel Meridian passively by running Redvale missions. I'm also...
Your humanity is a
I wish I could
beacon
shut
for
that
all.
off because I don't need to see it every time I get in here. I'm also going to run New Loca because I've got no negative impact on Steel Meridian because they're only opposed, so it's totally neutral. You won't lose or gain anything. And since the Redvale is entirely missing from the alignment, you'll still get your Redvale points, you'll get your New Loca points, you'll get your parent sequence points, and you'll passively get your Steel Meridian. Okay, so now, final part of this is going to be creating a new session, so I'm please waiting. No, the final part of this now comes to I can run New Loca missions and I can run Redvale missions. Okay? But I can't run parent sequence missions at all. Anytime I run a parent sequence mission or I run with a parent sequence sigil, I'm going to actually lose rep inside my Steel Meridian. I obviously can't run Steel Meridian because I'm going to lose rep in my parent sequence because they're enemies to each other. So now, passively, I can run any New Loca and I can run any Redvale, of course, missions. Plus, anytime I'm running a Redvale sigil, I'm going to also passively gain over here inside of Steel Meridian. And that's how it takes a bit longer to get up to max level. Right now I'm on Defender. People. I'll be getting up to Protector next, and then up to General. So we're working it, and being a Mastery Rank 19, ready to take my Mastery Rank 20 test. I get 21 or 20,000 right now. Once I get to level 20, I get 21,000 rep, okay, a day. Plus whatever I get inside of these 3 missions, plus whatever I get inside of these 3 missions. So if I'm making 6320 here, that means I come out with 6320. By half of that, it was at 31 something, we'll say, just over 3,000 will go over to Steel Meridian while I still make 6,300 on Redvale. Okay, and then I'll make a portion from this because it's like a quarter of this, but I'll still make rep on that. So that's how you do it. You run up 2 that you want, the 2 that are allied with each other. You've got 1 that's always hidden, okay? And then you can run 1 fully passive by using the sigil of this one. If I could do that over here as well, if I ran Steel Meridian and Cephalon Suda, I could put Arbiters of Hexus on as the missing, or the hidden, and then over here I could pick up one of these as the passive. Or, you know, do something like that. So you can run up to 4 easily. Well, I wouldn't say easily, but you can do some grinding. But you can run up to 4 at any given time. Now, if I were to try to run these, I'm going to fully lose my rep inside a New Loca and parent sequence. But, you know, that's if I ever wanted to. And I don't really need to. I can just buy from people or trade in the clan for that. But just because I want to have all 4, that's how you do it. Hopefully you understand that, and if you have any comments or questions, please do feel free to leave them below. Again, your mastery rank determines how many extra standing you make on top of your daily missions. So whatever your daily missions are, plus this, so you can easily make anywhere from 40 to 60,000 rep a day. Still, okay? Keep that in mind, so you can rank these up real quick. Anyway, comments, questions below. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching as always.